Religious leaders asked to pray for peace in Tanzania. Uganda sends troops to DRC border. Copa Dar es Salaam beach soccer competition to take place tomorrow. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Religious leaders have been asked to continue to pray for peace in Tanzania and in the government so that it can serve its people well. This was said by the Minister of State in the President's Office, Local Government and Regional Administration, Suleiman Jafo, during the Maulid Council conducted in Korogwe District, Tanga region. The head sheikh in Tanzania, Mufti Abubakari Zuberi, also directed all sheikhs in the region to remind their followers on matters of the economy and emphasized on good morals.
We must keep praying for our country and our leaders. Today, when religious leaders pray for the government that actively collects revenue and gives free education, then it is of paramount importance. We were in a bad place in the education sector, but our president decided to renovate all major schools so our children can receive quality education. You see, a lot has been invested. Many of our students have finished Standard 7 and Form 4. Next year, they are supposed to go to Form 1 and 5 respectively. It is key that renovations continue so as to improve service provided by constructing classes, washrooms, and teacher housing.
The Bank of Tanzania stopped giving a new license for bureau de changes after discovering significant law-breaking in the business, as well as presence of licenses that were gained without meeting the required qualifications for the business. This information was released by the Governor of the Bank of Tanzania BOT, Professor Florence Luoga, when speaking to press in Arusha region, where he explained that the new licenses will start to be given after BOT completes a new procedure on how bureau de changes will be operated. Currently, all bureau de changes in Arusha have been closed down with investigations into the business ongoing. The service, however, is still currently available in tourist hotels and financial institutions.
Benki Kuu inapenda kutoa taarifa kuwa imesitisha utoaji.
BOT would like to inform the general public that we have stopped issuing license to operate bureau de change business, and no applications shall be accepted until new regulations come into effect. Those found to be guilty of breaking the law, their licenses shall be revoked and they will not be allowed to operate anymore.
Na hawataruhusiwa kufanya biashara hiyo tena.
IPP Automobile Limited, with a Yongsan Glonet company from Korea, will begin to assemble Hyundai and Daewoo cars in Tanzania, with the first vehicle to be assembled expected to leave the factory in September of next year. The director and representative of Yongsan Glonet Company, Thomas Choi, and the managing director of IPP Limited, Dr. Reginald Mengi, signed a memorandum of understanding to begin the project in Dar es Salaam, which was witnessed by the ambassador of South Korea to Tanzania, Song Keum-young, and Dr. Mengi's assistants. Speaking at the event, the managing director of IPP, Dr. Reginald Mengi, said the cost for the project is 20 billion shillings and that this is only the first step, as the aim is to ensure that the company builds cars and its tires here in Tanzania in order to increase employment for Tanzanians and grow the economy.
While indirect employment will be about 1,000, the project also gives great opportunity for other third-party industries, which will be set up in Dar es Salaam to support this project. As you all know, our president has been saying all the time that Tanzania viwanda inawezekana, and we've been motivated by that saying, and that's why we're here to set up Kiwanda.
Korean car is now world class. We continue to support Tanzanian industrializations. next December, we have another schedule to sign a joint venture agreement between Tanzania and the Korean company. I hope the car assembly factory will start to construct the earlier and the first assembly car.
7 leaders of Uswa Savings and Credit Cooperative in High District, Kilimanjaro region are being held by the police force on allegations of embezzlement of over 120 million shillings in funds of members who are small-scale farmers. Speaking to residents of Uswa village after capture of the leaders, High District Commissioner Lengai Ole Sabaya directed the councillors to return the funds within 3 days.
Na mmeuweka utaratibu wenyewe kwamba ukitoka kwenye familia fulani,
you have come to believe that if you come from a certain family, then you are untouchable, and that you have a right to oppress others and to deny them their rights. In this government under President John Magufuli, the most prestigious clan is that of the oppressed. I could not defend myself, and I was told that if I wanted to keep my job, then I must sign. But as days went by, the debt continued to grow, so I was advised to run away. We had bad debts, but investigation was carried out and it was discovered that there were debts worth 126 million, which 102 million was embezzled by party secretary.
Some entrepreneurs who transport harvests such as beans, maize and sorghum between Tanzania and Uganda through Mtukula border in Misenyi district, Kagera region, have complained on the government's procedure for giving out transport permits for the harvest from Uganda to Tanzania.
Those who were denied permits were not given the reasons why. We did not go through the TRA department as required. We only spoke to business owners, so once we had made the purchase, we were told that permits had run out, and as a result, our consignment had to remain in Uganda. So we came here and were advised to consult the relevant authority. The right procedures must be followed and they must come and see us so that permits can be given. I would like to see people prosper. As a regional commissioner, I want to see success. I don't benefit in people staying poor.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein, has led hundreds of Muslim followers from 3 regions of Unguja in celebrating the birth of Prophet Muhammad. The celebrations, which were held at Maisara grounds, were attended by various government, religious and leaders from social institutions, as well as the President's wife, Mwana Mwema Haim.
The level on social degradation is shocking. Women and men are competing in doing wrong. Nowadays, wearing clothes that do not protect one's morals has become the norm. I commend you and the government under your leadership because of the love, peace and harmony and togetherness that has prevailed in our country. May God continue to bless us and give you long life.
Finally, the contractor implementing construction of the road at Kigoma Ujiji Municipal to tarmac level has begun to build water drainage infrastructure next to the road so as to avoid floods. This is a few days after residents of Burega wards in Mwanga South and North experienced fear of their houses collapsing after water began to enter their residences.
We thank the government for providing us with an engineer to do this work, which will prevent disasters from happening. We ask the government to help us, and if it has decided to construct this road, then it must be completed. But they must also include drains. We are also asking to be provided with books and mattresses for our children. If it doesn't rain, then the drains will be dug out, but if it does, the ground gets soggy.
The Vice President of the National People's Congress of China, Capitaltvtz, has said that he is satisfied with the construction of the Kigamboni Bridge in Dar es Salaam, which has been a key draw by contributing to social activities, including increase in the nation's income. Capitaltvtz said this in Dar es Salaam when conducting an inspection visit of the bridge, accompanied by 16 members of the National People's Congress of China.
I'm hoping for this bridge to help citizens and contribute in generating income to the government. This project was done by a company called CRJEE in another company from China. It shows the obvious good relations between our country and the Republic of China. As NSSF, this investment will allow us to earn money from the project because it is one among the assets of this country.
Conflict involving 150 small-scale miners of Nyabayombe in Misungwi district, Mwanza region, that lasted for 2 years between Nyamabonye Cooperative, who are the owners of the location of the mine, and Misungwi Minerals Cooperative, Mimikoso, has finally reached a conclusion after the founders with mining licenses received their rights.
There is no conflict here. We don't want to hear any other conflict. If we receive another conflict report from you, we will take your license and the mining and give it to people who will manage to operate peacefully. The government has granted you mining license with due procedures. You are responsible to mine diligently by abiding to laws and regulations. We don't want few people to con you and jeopardize the mining activities here. With President Magufuli's government, such acts are not needed anymore. The leadership of the group, meaning the chairman, the secretary and the treasury, entered into a contract with Mr. Sefu. But immediately after signing the document, the secretary of the group started to nullify the agreement.
As the world commemorates Universal Children's Day, Tanzania still deals with discrimination and abuse of children, especially those with disabilities, including children with albinism, a situation that needs to continue to be condemned.
Apart from everything, a child with albinism is equal to other children. In our societies, they have rights, demands and responsibilities just like any other child, although a child with albinism is facing many challenges. Today we have sat here with children, teachers and some few parents, religious leaders and government leaders to discuss on the well-being of these children. The church is aware that the house of Lord can be built by adults and children. It is obvious that in our societies, parents are not friendly to children, because when a child is a friend to his or her parent, it is very difficult for these children to fail in life. For example, in Dodoma, I have been in discussions with my fellow leaders in finding solution to children who smell glue.
Prime Minister Majaliwa has commended residents of Nachingwea Ward in Ruangwa district for building a primary school at Kilimahewa village. He did so earlier today when visiting the construction site of Lugalo Primary School and urged them to continue with the same heart.
Bila kuwa pamoja, bila kuzungumza pamoja, bila kushirikiana, hatuwezi kupata maendeleo.
If we are not together, hold open meetings, and without good cooperation, we cannot get developments. But if we cooperate and listen to our leaders, great things can be achieved, like the way we agreed to build a school, which was our major challenge. These are very wise decisions. The government led by President Dr. John Magufuli requires every child in Tanzania to go to school. And every child who goes to school in Tanzania should not walk long distances to reach their schools. Our executive secretary has said that our children used to walk long distances up to 2 kilometers. I am so impressed by your efforts and send congratulations to everybody who participated.
And that is all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, Uganda Police Force UPDF has sent more soldiers to the border of neighboring country to the Democratic Republic of Congo in order to continue its efforts to protect its borders against invaders and ADF rebels. This move follows an attack last week at Lake Albert that led to the death of 7 Ugandan fishermen.
As UPDF, we will maintain very strong and send troops to our borders. In this regard, we are able to protect our citizens and their properties surrounding the borders.
With 2 days left before the start of campaigns in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kivu South candidates in Uvira district have asked the government to provide security against rebel groups when they visit villages during campaigns.
The government should put in place strong policies that will support every place to be safe so that citizens will get opportunity to hear agendas of members of parliament before elections. We're calling on the government to help us in distributing militias in most parts of unpeaceful areas. I'm pleading to the government, let us conduct these elections peacefully.
That's all for international news. Do stay with us. We'll be back after this break with sports news.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Céline Garnier.
I'm John Brown from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang, bang. Boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette.
With Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports news, the Copa Dar es Salaam beach soccer competition is scheduled to take place tomorrow along the Coco Beach, with Seychelles, Malawi and Uganda expected to participate in preparing the Tanzania national team for the Africa Cup of Nations on December 8th in Egypt.
We
have reached the final stage. We have finished speed, endurance and power training, and what's remaining now is field tactics, including our movements in the way we run, how we position ourselves after losing the ball, how we position ourselves when starting the ball, as well as the security of our goal.
The Football Federation says Tanzanians should not give up on the dream of qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations and that there is still hope.
I would like to take this opportunity to ask our fellow Tanzanians for forgiveness due to the results that we got in Lesotho, which were not good for our team. But I would like to tell them it is normal in football. We lost 3-0 in Cape Verde, and then we cooperated together and won the game here in Dar es Salaam by 2-0 and go back to the competition. So we should not lose hope.
Katika mapambano kunakuwa na changamoto. Changamoto lazima tuzipokee.
The Serengeti Karate Shotokan Club has proceeded with preparations for the Serengeti Karate Championships, scheduled to take place on December 15th and 16th at the National Stadium in Dar es Salaam.
This year we decided to hold the competition here in Dar es Salaam. It is a big competition because it will involve our fellows from Kenya as well as those from Zanzibar who have already confirmed participation in the competition. We have also been blessed to have the involvement of the Tanzania Shotokan Karate Association, Tashoka.
Romanian referee Ovidiu Hatean was consoled by Virgil van Dijk after the Netherlands' 2-2 draw with Germany last night.
Understood, the 38-year-old official had discovered his mother had died in the build-up to the match, when the Liverpool defender showed his human side, embracing the emotional Hategan at the final whistle. That man broke down, still with tears in his eyes, because he had just lost his mother, Van Dijk said. The official recently took charge of Barcelona's Champions League victory over Inter Milan.
And LeBron James returns to the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday. How they must wish he was lining up in their jersey.
The four-time NBA Most Valuable Player award winner will be facing them instead with his new club, the Los Angeles Lakers. Ohio-born James, who is 33 years old, solidified his place among the all-time basketball greats as he helped the Cavs to 4 consecutive Eastern Conference championships and in 2016, the team's first NBA championship. His move to the Lakers in the offseason broke Cavs fans' hearts, but few could have predicted just how much the impact of losing one man would have on the team. On Sunday, James returned to Florida to face Miami Heat, for whom he played to 2010-24, leading them to 4 consecutive NBA Finals and winning back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013.
A curling team led by an Olympic gold medalist has been kicked out of a Canadian tournament for poor behavior and drunkenness.
Ryan Fry, who won gold for Canada at the 2014 Winter Olympics, and his teammates forfeited their final game at the Red Deer Curling Classic in Alberta after fans and opponents complained. The group reportedly broke brooms and damaged locker rooms. In a statement, Fry apologized for his behavior. He was part of the Canadian curling team that beat Great Britain's curlers in the Sochi 2014 final.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
on the deco this week.
Because what we're looking for is the decorations or the plants or even flowers that can be used as hanging kind of decors in a house or even outside the house.
Kama unavyoona maua ya kuning'iniza, so kila ua ambalo unaweza kuning'iniza. Kuna maua yako special kama hanging plant kama unavyoona. Yani hata yanavojaa, yanavosomona kama hiyo hapo. Hiyo inaitwa fishbone cactus lakini ni hanging plant. Kuna mengine utaweka litakaa lakini halitakuwa na mvuto. Unakuwa unaliforce kulihenga kwa sababu mpaka lije lionekane. Yani poti mtu hataweza kuliona, huwa litakuwa limejificha. Lakini yale ambao ni specific kwa ajili ya kuhang unayaona kabisa hata yanavojimwaga na kujiachia.
On Saturday at 7:30 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Kitabu cha Dr. Reginald Abraham Mengi kitwacho I Can, I Must, I Will sasa kinapatikana kwenye maduka ya kuuza vitabu yafuatayo: Dar es Salaam, A Novel Idea, Slipway Msasani, Yacht Club Road, Msasani Peninsula, The Book Cave, Mbezi Rainbow, Social Club, Ara Museum Offices, Ikunda Bookshop, Kariakoo mtaa wa Mhunda, House of Wisdom, Mezzanine nambari 22 NHC House, Samora Avenue, Dar es Salaam, MacBooks and Brains, Mlimani City Mall, duka nambari 44, Dar es Salaam, TPH Books, barabara ya Samora, Elite Bookstore, Mbezi njia panda Goba, Mlimani Bookshop, Kariakoo mtaa wa Sikukuu na Lindi, Timiza Malengo, Ubungo Kona, Chuo Kikuu, Bookmart Online Shop, Instagram, Bookmart TZ, Twitter, Bookmart 1, Jamani Investment Limited, Nyerere Road, Airport Terminal 2, Shinyanga, Kahama Bookshop Center, mtaa wa Lumerezi, Arusha, Kase Bookstore, mtaa wa Sekei, A Novel Idea, TFA Center, Arusha Tanzania, Dodoma, Lugarawa Bookshop, Dodoma mjini barabara ya 8, Moshi, Ape Bookshop, Moshi mjini, Christian Bookshop, Moshi mjini.
Wahi nakala yako sasa kwenye duka lolote lililopo karibu nawe.
Watching Out and About.
And you're all very welcome. Karibuni sana.
Catch up with all the entertainment in Dar es Salaam and beyond on Out and About every Saturday.
Hello and welcome to the program. This week on Turning the Spotlight, we'll be looking at some of the bylaws governing environment conservation in our various municipalities here in Dar es Salaam. Welcome to the program once again, Mr. Mafunda. So for Ilala Municipality, what are some of the environmental policies that are actually in your mandate guiding you in implementation of environmental projects?
Yeah, kama nilivyosema ni Abdoni Mapunda, ni mkuu wa idara ya hifadhi ya mazingira.